Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of These Three Things, a video blog for emergency managers, crisis communicators, or anyone who just wants to hear about other people's top three things. This episode, very special. It's our holiday edition. Wait a second, holiday edition. This just doesn't feel right. There. Now this is much better. Today, I'm so honored, so grateful to be joined by the big man himself, all the way from the North Pole. I can't believe we have this kind of internet connection, but Santa Claus. Thank you so much for joining us today, Santa Claus, to talk about your top three things people need to think about this holiday season. Let me throw it to you. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I'm just up here getting everything ready. And then I make some trips down and I do some live visits to parties. And you can see in the background, I have Mrs. Claus, and Mrs. Claus comes with me. And we just enjoy delighting everybody and bringing to them and the family three important things to consider for your Christmas experience. Ho, ho, ho!
All right, let's hear it, because I know you have a lot to do. So I don't want to hold you up for too long, but yeah, three things people might want to think about for this holiday season from Santa himself. And you're on, sir.
And you know, one of the things that happens quite often is I have children come up and ask for world peace. And more this year than before, because of a lot of the turmoil we see in the world, and it scares people. So I tell them, I'm going to tell you how we can work towards world peace. So I call in their family and I say, do you support him or her in their goal of world peace? And they all go, yeah. And I said, well, Santa's going to tell you how that works. First of all, you have to work at getting peaceful inside yourself and releasing a lot of anger, any resentment, all of that stuff. And as you support each other and do that, eventually your family will become much more peaceful and will give a different energy off. And people will wonder, oh, what nice people. How peaceful they are. I wish we could be like that. Maybe they'll tell us. Or maybe they'll say, go see Santa, because he'll tell you. And that's the only way we're going to get world peace.
I love that. Before looking outside, before looking towards an outside solution, find the peace within yourself, within your family, within your own heart, and let that radiate and become part of the collective world energy, if you will. Santa, that is so profound. What else do we need to think about?
Well, there's another thing that I think that we got to look at. Now, I know many children have Elf on the Shelf. And folks, if you don't have one, you might want to get one. And this is what Santa tells everybody about Elf on the Shelf. I say to the children, do you know when you're being naughty? And they all go, all of them. Do you like being naughty? And all the children go this way. So I tell them, you know, when you're feeling naughty, you can go see Elf on the Shelf and say, Elf, I love you. And if you wait for a while, you'll feel Elf and focus, you'll feel Elf sending love back to you from Santa. And then you won't be naughty anymore. And it's important to listen to your parents when they think you're naughty, because sometimes you might not know. And that really makes things a lot easier. And Elf can be very helpful that way. ho, ho, ho.
You know, Santa, I must admit, I always thought of Santa as presents and gifts and naughty and nice, but I'm so far hearing a common theme from you about love and peace and stillness. And so far, this is so refreshing. So what one more thing might we want to think about this holiday season?
Well, you know, one of the most important things in life is learning how to ask and being grateful for receiving. And so sometimes children get confused when they ask for things from Santa and then they don't get them. So I want to give the families a couple of tips here about that are really important that Santa sees quite often. And one of the main ones is the children are always asking for technology. For example, I have an 8-year-old asking for an iPhone 13. And you know, one time Santa said, "Oh, I'll bring that," and I didn't deliver it. And the parents were upset with me because Santa said it was okay. So whenever any children ask for technology, do you know what Santa does? He calls the parents over if I'm there and asks them if they approve. And if they say yes, Santa can bring it. If they say no, I don't bring it. And that way, you can just ask for what's realistic and what you're ready for. And you could talk to your parents about it. Now, the other one that's very, very important to know is asking for live pets. I have so many children, but they don't think about the big Santa bag and what would all those pets do if they were in the bag. It would be destructive for them, and nobody wants that. So Santa is so busy he cannot deliver live pets. So if you want a live pet, you need to talk to your parents. So those are just a couple of really good tips for asking for what is realistic. And it's good to learn how to ask in life. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Those are such great tips. And actually, the point about the technology, that actually ties in with one of my core communication principles, which is always be mindful about using words that are absolute in nature or making guarantees or promises. It's because, to your point, it can have a really profound impact on trust. So there you have it. 3 things about the holiday season from the North Pole, the big guy himself, Santa Claus, aka Santa Doug, who we love and appreciate and adore. Thank you so much, Santa, for joining us today, and be very, very safe this year. I know it must be a little exciting being so high up without a cabin around you. So please be very, very careful this year as you're running around, making sure that we all feel, from what I'm hearing from you, the love of the holiday season.
Absolutely. And you know, Ben, the most important thing to know is Santa has a magic bubble around the reindeer and the sleigh, and we kind of move in that protective bubble. And that saves a lot of stress. Oh, oh, oh! I want everybody to have a Merry Christmas and have happy holidays. And children, I'll see you in your dreams. Oh, ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas! Happy holiday, everyone! Oh, ho, ho, ho!
Well, there you have it. What an honor, what a treat to have Santa Claus join me for the 5th episode of These 3 Things. Also, this is a really great time for organizations as we transition from 2023 to 2024 to think about the opportunity you have to refresh, to check in on, to do a brief audit of your crisis communications plans, your emergency management plans, your business continuity plans, your directories, your lists. Also a great opportunity to reach out to some of your important and critical relationships and partners just to say, hi, we're still here, and we look forward to working together and supporting each other in the new year. On behalf of all of us at the Center for Crisis and Risk Communications, to all our dear clients and new clients, we are very excited about what's coming for 2024. Thank you, and very, very happy holidays, and the best health and lots of love moving into 2024.